So big things happening on Tuesday. Make sure you come on back here on Tuesday because we're going to do a live Ask Us Anything. Instead of news, instead of reviews, come hang out with us at noon Pacific time. And you can, as the name implies, ask us anything. We are kind of easing back into reality here. I, for one, am in denial that fall is coming and school's going back and you're going to Venice. So before all that happens, let's sit down and chat.
Sure.
Yeah, they're always fun. I like our Ask Us Anythings. We kind of answer random questions here and there during all of our other live chats, like we did a Barbenheimer one recently. It's always fun to get to know you guys a little bit better and connect with you IRL over this. So mark your calendar. We'll have a link to that below. Hit notify me so you don't miss a thing. You don't want to miss a moment of the action. There could be an important question that gets asked that you also wanted to know the answer to that you might miss. You don't want that.
And as always, we reserve the right not to answer questions that we don't want to.
But our folks are nice and they ask polite and thoughtful and smart questions.
It's true. I'm just a big believer in disclaimers.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, we have a whole bunch of strike news going on. Quite possibly, as we speak, the Writers Guild and the producers are negotiating again for the first time in a long time.
One would hope, yes. That has been promised for today. The last time they tried that, it didn't go so well, but I'm hoping that we get some better results this time.
Right. They just marked 100 days of the strike. A lot of folks posted on their social media, like, solidarity, we're in this, we're still going strong. So, so that was scheduled at least to resume today. And then the Emmys are now moving to January 15th of next year. They're supposed to have been in September, as they always are, but that has been moved because of the strike. So at least they figure, like, that's a reasonable goal.
I get they're thinking I'll be home for Christmas. So yeah, we'll see if that actually plays out in the way that I hope it will. I certainly hope it does. But yeah, this is the first time the Emmys have been moved since 9/11.
Oh, right. September. Yes, of course. And then you noticed something, Alonso, about the Golden Globes just new.
Yeah, my friend David sent me a piece from AV Club about how apparently speaking of January award shows, the Golden Globes are back up and running this year, but apparently having a hard time finding a broadcast home. Even the Roku channel said, thanks, we're good. So who knows? Who knows where? Maybe trucks will go down the street broadcasting it on a big, screen in the back, like those ads do. I don't know. But so far, nobody seems to want to be the official network of the Golden Globes. We'll see how it goes.
They have standards at the Roku channel. They aired the Weird Al movie on the Roku channel. So.
They did, but they also did Christmas in Carolina, which, boy.
Was that not a good one?
Oh, man. It's, it's, at least one person has called it the Room of Christmas Movies.
Well, that's a feature, not a bug.
Agreed.
I want to see it more now because
I know. Stop selling, right?
So that's happening. And then a little interesting wrinkle here with the SAG strike. So as we have talked about quite a bit, we're coming into fall festival season. Apparently SAG-AFTRA has cleared the stars of Michael Mann's Ferrari to go to Venice, to their Venice Film Festival premiere and promote it there. This is like Adam Driver, Penelope Cruz, Shailene Woodley's in this. We don't know whether they actually are going to go.
Right.
They could decide to stay home
in
for
solidarity.
Optics and the solidarity and all that. But there's some like waiver that they were granted because it's like an indie and it's international.
It's I think it being an indie production, and there's been a lot of controversy about the waivers, and people think that it's sort of undercutting SAG's position. But if you go look at the video that Sarah Silverman did online after talking to Fran Drescher about it, it's basically a way to show that what they're asking for in these negotiations is completely reasonable and doable. So if A24 movies get a waiver from SAG, it's because A24 has agreed to SAG's terms, and so it's a way to tell like Paramount and Disney and Netflix and whoever else, we're not asking for the moon. This is doable and possible. And if you could, budge on this, you too would get to have business as usual the way these smaller companies that we're granting these waivers are doing because they have agreed to our terms. Yeah,
I think Ferrari is neon, but again, same principle, same kind of idea. Yeah, interesting.
Not an AMPTP signatory.
Right. So we will keep following that. Like, I don't know what I do. Like, it could work either way. Like, do you stay home in solidarity or do you go and do you use that platform to argue for what
to
actors
demonstrate
want.
how, look, we're here because of, XYZ. And yeah, I mean, I think either one, there's a way to defend that, and there's a way to leverage that choice into something that is good for getting the word out about how the strike's going.
Yeah, well, you're going to Venice, so if you see Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz, you'll know what happened.
I'll get right on that. Just a little peek behind the curtain. I'll be going to the 8 a.m. press screenings. I don't get anywhere near actual celebrities at these things, and that's how I like it.
Yeah, no red carpets. But you look so spiffy in a tux, Alonso.
Wow, it's been a minute. I have not worn a tux since my brother got married in 2009. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe
still spiffy.
Okay, we'll say yes.
Wonder Woman 3 apparently is not happening, despite Gal Gadot's best efforts to manifest it into the universe and make this happen. She recently was quoted in a couple different interviews as saying that she had been talking to James Gunn and Peter Safran, and that they're talking about development and this is happening. And Variety has a story now with sources saying, no. That's not actually in development at all.
And is this a thing that we think it just doesn't fit in what their vision of the new DC universe is, or what?
I don't know, because the second one was not the hit that the first one was, that they don't want to be in that business anymore. And
the second one went pretty much straight to HBO Max, so who can say, really? Yeah.
But I wonder how much of it, too, is being proprietary and wanting to start fresh with your own choices.
That's what I was thinking, but maybe they're not saying that part out loud yet, but that does seem to be what's simmering under all of this. So, okay.
Yes, we will keep an eye out either way. And then we have some more deaths to report. I know it's sad. We've gotten lots of comments enough with the dead people, but I feel like we need to honor folks who have contributed to the culture. And so Robbie Robertson of the band died this week at age 80. Legendary musician, and also has done a tremendous amount of film work, in particular with Martin Scorsese. Of course, Scorsese directed The Last Waltz, which to many is the epitome of the concert documentary. Yeah, it's definitely up there. But he also has scored a lot of Scorsese films and worked with him as a music supervisor. And the last thing that he did was the score for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, wow, okay.
Which is coming out pretty soon.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the band?
I mean, I admire them and I understand why they're important. I don't. They've never been a fave of mine, but I get why they matter in the culture. People forget about this movie because it never turns up anywhere. But do you remember Carney?
No.
Early 80s movie that starred Jodie Foster, Gary Busey, and Robbie Robertson. And it was set among carnival folk. And that was his one, I think, big acting role.
Was it good?
I've never seen it. Okay. And it's one of those movies that it's sort of filed away in my mind as a thing that existed once, but you never. I don't even know if there's a DVD. I've got to go look this up now. But it's one of those movies that happened and then we all just pretended it didn't. So who knows?
Was I hallucinating that?
Exactly.
The real thing happens to me all the time. And then Johnny Hardwick, who was the voice of Dale on King of the Hill, and a longtime collaborator and friend of Mike Judge. He just recently died at age 64.
Also wanted to throw in there that legendary editor Arthur Schmidt passed away this week as well. He did a lot of Zemeckis movies, Forrest Gump, Back to the Future, Death Becomes Her, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but also edited Coal Miner's Daughter.
Wow.
A bunch of movies. Started out Last of the Mohicans, started out working for Dede Allen. So a cutting room legend, the Rocketeer, also passed away this week.
R.I.P. to all of you folks.